Hi everyone, Rod here again, and today we are going to learn how to install Docker. If you don't know what Docker is a container management software that is used to create containers and multiple instances of applications. I will not get into the details of Docker and the concepts. There are plenty of YouTube videos that do that. I just want to show you a more practical way to install it so that you can start using it rather than learning about the concepts, which are pretty deep, but we will once again not be covering that in this video. So in the last video I showed you how to create a Linux virtual machine, and we will be logging into that virtual machine now. So go ahead and open up your PuTTY program, and so the IP address is here, and we will be using that to log in, and then copy and paste it here, of course, and then your username that you should be using is root. This is not a production virtual machine, by the way. If this is for production, then obviously the security is a little different, and you should not be using root, but a specified user. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're doing this for development or testing purposes or educational purposes, then don't worry about it for now, but I suggest you do take a deeper look into Linux best practices, but that's for another video. For now, just use root. Okay, and then we change the password. Type in the password that you changed it to, and continue. And here we are. So the first thing that we need to do when we log into our Linux machines is update it. And the way we do that is we type apt-get update and then click enter. And this will update all of the repositories and the dependencies that you need. So when you go to install something, it won't give you any errors. Just get in the habit of updating your Linux machine frequently, every time you log in. The next thing we need to do is install a few prerequisite packages. And this is going to be kind of a long command, so I'll put it in the description so that you can copy and paste, but I'll type it for now. And hopefully I didn't misspell anything. Like I said, I'll post this into the description. You're not going to have to type this in every time. You can just copy and paste it. And it's going to ask you, do you want to continue after it needs this much space, etc. You can just click type Y and click enter, and it'll continue. Okay, now that you've done that, you need to add the GPG key for the official Docker repository. And to do that, once again, I will give you this in the description so you can copy and paste. Okay, download. Was it .docker? I know this may look a little intimidating, but don't worry about it. Like I said, you can just copy and paste it into here. And once again, I'll give you these long strings, so you don't have to type it. Next, we need to add the repository to our apt sources. And to do that, there's another link that I have already on my other screen, and it's here. And I will also give this to you as well. If you feel more comfortable typing it out, you're more than welcome. I don't recommend it because it's a lot and there's room for typos. And without further ado, we're going to add that. Okay, and then after that's finished, we're going to update again. And this time it should be adding some different things. Let's see. So then after that, we are going to install Docker, but we need to make sure it's from the correct repository. The Docker repository specifically, not the Ubuntu repository. And if you don't know the difference, well, that's okay. Just make sure you're typing this in or pasting this in as opposed to nothing. And then click enter. And it should be good to go. And now we can actually install Docker. So to do that, we do apt install docker-c. And then once again, it'll ask you if you want to do this. It's going to require that much space. Click yes, or type yes, or Y, sorry. And this will take a few minutes, so maybe not minutes, maybe about a minute or so to install. And we'll just wait patiently while it does that. Or not patiently. It's up to you. Okay, getting close, 97. I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, 97, is it going to work or no? So obviously this is a bit slow right here. I'm not sure why, if it's thinking or if there's a network error on my end. Okay, well, like I said, just have to wait. Okay, I'm back. I paused the video for a minute because it took a while once it got to the 97%, but it's finished without any issues. So now to check the status, we can type in systemctl status docker. Once again, if you want this command, you can either type it as you see it here or get it from the description that I will post later. But this will show you whether or not Docker is installed. Either it's failed or it's running. Okay, so it's active and running, so that means that it's successful, and you can take a look at the information here if it relates to you. And then to get out of this, you can click Q on your keyboard. Okay, and that is how you install Docker. Thanks for watching, and tune back in next time to learn how to utilize some of the Docker images. Thanks, guys.